Okay. All right, everyone. Happy Marketing Mojo on this Monday evening. This is Danny Walker. I'm here with Michael Lancto and several other amazing leaders from around the country. Where is it 2 a.m. in the morning, Terry? You must be on another continent. I wanted to talk tonight. So we do these meetings, these Marketing Mojo meetings every Monday evening, and we really try to cover hanging out online, social media, what you can do, what to do, how to do it, so it doesn't look spammy and you start gaining interest and have people hunting you down, wanting to know more about what it is that you're talking about, what you're sharing. So tonight, we are going to really kind of have a open session, fireside chat, I guess, if you will, about marketing and things that are working, things that aren't working, maybe some ideas. But I wanted to go over really quickly for everybody. Let me make sure. Can you, Michael, will you let me know? Can you see my Facebook screen, or are you just still seeing the presentation?
Presentation.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me get the right screen share here. And okay. I want you guys to be able to see my Facebook screen, because before we get started, you can see my Facebook? Sweet, thanks. Before we get started on into our fireside chat, we are growing so quickly. It is a full-time job trying to keep up with all of you amazing affiliates. So are you seeing the Tapestry affiliate group now, Michael?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. I wanted to say thank you all for being here. Right now, we have, if you don't know, we have already had Android approve the app. Apple came back with one small edit because they themselves did an update. And so we needed to change the way our app notifies people when they install it that they need to allow location tracking to be on. That is being edited right now by the dev team. And then what our plan is we will test it out on a couple hundred phones, make sure it's all functioning properly, and then resubmit it to Apple. Our goal is to have that done within a week. And then the good part is all Apple has to look at is that one thing. They don't need to go through every single code and the privacy policies and the terms and conditions and do all that again. They did that already. So now they just need to look at that one thing and see if it is up to their approval, and then they will say, yes, it's approved. And our plan is to give everybody a 48 to 72 hour notice. So like, hey, it's approved on Android and Apple. We're not going to go live until this date. And everybody kind of has that last push to go back, follow up. Fortune is in the follow up with every person who maybe was on the fence about becoming an affiliate, and it gives them time to say yes or no to being an affiliate before the app goes live and take advantage of that founding members club, which is if anybody becomes an active affiliate with their one-time $9.95 fee, then before the app goes live, we waive the next 12 months of fees for them. So those administration fees are waived, and they are fully qualified to earn on 2 tiers. And if they do like Michael has done and so many others and become super affiliates, are fully qualified for a year there as well. And it's just, I think it's a great little benefit to you believing in Tapestry before Tapestry was an app you could install and start earning with. So we want to say thank you. Tonight, I want to kind of give you guys a little bit of maybe homework, if you wouldn't mind. As you bring on new members, we've been really putting all of our eggs into developing the app, right? Because if we don't have an app, why are we all here in the first place? So we are now working on the back office. We're updating it. There's going to be some more bells and whistles. We're going to be having a lot of the requests that people have been sending in about being able to see their personal invitees' emails and be able to follow up with them. We're getting those things working. But in the meantime, our hub, if you will, where you will find the most updated information about Tapestry is in the Facebook group. And we will be sending out more emails via the Tapestry emails to all affiliates as well. But still, this is kind of our hangout here. So make sure that you are not, I would recommend not to invite your members to it, but to actually grab the URL up here, okay? Send that to them so they can then request to become a member themselves, because then they get in. A lot of people send an invite, like I could invite Michael if he wasn't in here right now. I could invite him, just click and he'd get a notification that Danny Walker has invited you to Tapestry Affiliates. But a lot of people don't look at their notifications. And I don't know if you guys have ever had this happen, but getting added to a group that you didn't even know you got added to, right? So it's way better for you to send them the link directly in a message and say, hey, Michael, go request to join this group. Having said that, we also only allow affiliates. So we actually confirm that you are an affiliate of Tapestry before we allow you. So you have to answer the questions and you have to put the information. You have to at least put your username or your Tapestry link in there for us to be able to say yes and let you in. And then the next thing we want to make sure everybody does, and it's in the announcements right here, front and center, first thing they'll see is welcome to the Tapestry group. Welcome all your people in this thread right here. You have a new person come on board, say, hey, Sally, welcome to the group. Be sure to watch this video above, right? That's the best way to welcome them, because as we grow into thousands and thousands of affiliates, the whole feed starts being welcome my team member, which is wonderful, but we really want to be helpful. We want this to be the hub where it's helpful and we're sharing like congratulations to super affiliates, congratulations to equity, global affiliates who are earning equity in the company. And here's the guides, right? The go-to guides. This is the place where somebody has a question. If they can't find it here, that's what we need to be putting in the main feed. It's like, hey, I'm looking for this, or I really need that. Can I get this? How do I find out about that? Those are the helpful questions. So the guides, you have the live events. You can click on each one of them. It gives you all the information you need about where the Zoom link is and what time they start. You have this PDF you can actually print off and put in your office if you want. These are all the updated videos we add every week. So when Walter and Chuck do their Fridays, the live overviews with the Q&A, we always add the next live one here. So it's just a rolling thread of lots of great resources. And I like to talk about not being the tool, being the guide. So these are the tools you can use. When somebody asks you a question, send them one of these videos that answers it for you. It just tends to work a little bit better. And then because of Haval, he has created some really amazing social media. I got to make myself a note. I've already noticed I didn't do it. No logo. Okay. So he has created like 60 different social media pieces that you can post on Instagram, Facebook, wherever you might be. And you can just click here to download. He's also made them without the logo on it. And the reason for that is because on social media, it really helps to create curiosity, which we did a whole training on that last Monday with Stephanie on why it helps to create curiosity. A tapestry presentation, if you want to do, go have coffee with somebody and have something to kind of guide you through presenting to them what Tapestry is, how we get paid, the affiliate program, and so on. It's right there. You can download and print that off, or bring your computer and you don't have to print it off at all. Somebody becomes an affiliate or starts the affiliate process. You guys might have had this happen. They start the affiliate process, you go into your back office, you see them there, but they're not green. That means they are not an active affiliate. This gives you you can literally copy and paste this and text it to them on their phone. You can send it via email and help them become an active affiliate. So the follow-up is right here. Let's see, what else? What other important? Founders Club, if you have questions about that, updates about equity, which Michael's right on the cusp of earning. That's super awesome. Privacy policy. And this actually, just for those of you, oh, I don't know if this, yeah. Not only does it have the privacy policy, sorry, it keeps scrolling back up here. You guys can see lots of information here, right? Come on, load. It has a YouTube video that Walter recorded explaining the privacy policy, okay? And why all that information is in there. About being transparent. That's what Tapestry is all about. And then our social media trainings, and we add those. So tonight, when this one's done, I'll add it here. So that's the guides is where you get all the good stuff. So just so you know, now you know, it's where you can get all the tools to help you build your business. Everything should be right there. And in the back office, we'll be beefing that up a lot with marketing tools and some funnels and some things in the next few weeks as well. So pretty exciting stuff happening right now with everything in Tapestry. So Michael, what's your go-to? Are you a phone guy? Are you a social media guy? What's your go-to?
Phone.
Phone. Love making phone calls.
Your voice is your biggest and best tool.
Yeah.
It by far, because everything else people read in a monotone voice. My background was I was a full-time minister for 13 years. I've been an ordained minister for 35 years. I've spoken before thousands of people. I've spoken publicly thousands of times. Communication has been my career. And when people read things, they just don't get the passion behind it, the excitement. So I tell people, if you will get on the phone with people, that's where the people will be attracted to you. They're listening for a couple of things, whether they realize it or not. Number one, are you confident about what you're saying? If you're like, well, I'm kind of trying this out, you know, they're not going to try, they're not going to follow you. If you sound like you're bored, then they're not likely to follow you. But if you sound excited, you're excited and you're confident, hey, I'm making this is happening, this is going viral, then their ears are going to perk up and they're going to listen and they're going to take a look. I do some social media as well. And I agree 100%. Don't use the name Tapestry or the logo or anything like that on social media. It's rule number one in my book, not to do that, because you kill curiosity. Mm-hmm. What your prospects or the people who see that will do is they will run right to an internet search engine or right to YouTube, and they'll find 27 other people and forget all about you. So don't do that. Make curiosity posts. I've seen several people say, how many apps are on your phone? And people will make a comment. I have an Android phone. And so on an Android phone, it's real easy. You go to settings, scroll down to apps, and it's right at the top. There's a number. Take a screenshot of that. Post that. This is how many apps I have. How many do you have? Or if I get 10 people to respond, how many apps you have, I'll post a picture of how many I have. We'll see who wins. Put a little friendly challenge out there. Or depending on how many followers you have, maybe 20, or if we get so many likes or comments or whatever. And the more people comment and like and share your post, then the more exposure that you get as well at the same time. But what you're wanting to do is you want to take this into a private chat. Do not post your video or website link or anything like that on a public timeline. No, 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 no. That's like rule number 2, is what you want to do is take it to private chat. I'm going to give you a real good tip here on how to get people's phone numbers that you meet on social media. And if you'll write this down, you'll thank me later, because I get a lot of people's phone numbers by doing this. I learned this a couple years ago. And this is what I say in private chat, not on public timeline. And I don't start off this way. Of course, we have the interaction back and forth, so forth. We could go into that too if you want to. But when I get to the point where I want to talk to them, I'll say, hey, give me a call. Here's my cell phone number. But I get a lot of calls, so I filter my calls. So I don't accidentally filter you out. What is your phone number? First of all, I'm leading by example by giving them my number. So I'm not trying to be evasive or anything. And then I say, but I get a lot of calls. You're giving them the reason. I get a lot of calls, so I filter my calls. But I don't want to accidentally filter you out. Who wants to be filtered out? That sounds like you're getting thrown away or something. I don't want to accidentally filter you out. So what is your phone number? Notice that the question is the last part of the post. That is important also, because it's the last thing on their mind. And when you start interjecting this at the right time in the conversation, which you'll learn with practice. I mean, there's only umpteen billion people on Facebook, so if you mess it up a few times, no big deal. But when you start doing that, you'll start to get 3 out of 4 phone numbers, then 5 out of 6, and then 7 out of 8, and then 9 out of 10. You'll start getting more and more people give you their phone number. So what do I do then? I set an alarm for that time the next day, and unless it's late at night. But I'll give them a whole day to call me, because remember, I asked them to call me. If they don't call me, I call them. I've never had one person say, now, whoa, wait a minute. I thought I was supposed to call you. No, they never do. So you've got their number, then you give them a call, and then you give your presentation at that time. So that seems to work really well for us, is getting into that private chat, having that interaction back and forth, compliment people, notice something on their timeline. And as you do that, people like to be praised. They like to be appreciated. And we have an old saying that says, everyone wears an invisible sign, and only if you care can you see it. And that sign says, make me feel important. And so when you find something on their timeline, something in their profile, something that you can praise them about, whether it's funny, political, spiritual, or whatever, you're making that person feel important. And somebody asks you, how are you doing? Ask me how I'm doing, Danny.
How you doing, Michael?
I am so excited. I could barely sleep last night.
What's up?
Exactly. They want to know why. Why couldn't you sleep? Why are you that excited that you couldn't sleep? And so then that transitions, you're looking for the transition point in the conversation to be able to get that person on the phone. Now, I'm trying to get them to watch the 1-minute video. And so that's what my goal is. My goal is not to explain everything to people. Yeah. And when I started off, I was kind of doing it the hard way. And it was really Chuck that I heard him say it on one of the webinars. And I said, man, that's good right there. Get people the 1-minute video. And I think it's 58 seconds. So now I stretch it out a little bit. So because this is another technique I learned years ago also. And that is 58 is a big number, right? And trust me on this, nobody's going to catch you or call you on this, right? 58 is a big number, but 1 and 8 are little numbers. So I said, I want you to see, I have a 1-minute, 8-second video. If I do, will you watch it right now? And of course, you're going to do this on the phone. Now, if I have to, I'll do it in a Facebook chat or a text chat, but I really prefer doing it on the phone. And because when they hear 1 and 8, those are itty bitty little numbers. And so everybody has 1 minute, 8 seconds. Everybody does, unless you're driving down the highway or you're at work. And trust me, if you tell me you're at work, I'm not going to send it to you, because I happen to believe that if an employer is paying you to do a job, you do the job and you be the best employee that you can be for that person and that company. And I'm not going to take that. And that's just a part of integrity, see? And when you represent somebody and they say, oh, no, I can watch it while I'm at work, say, no, it doesn't work that way. When we get off work, I'll send it to you then. They will respect you more if you will do that. And don't be in such a hurry that you impose on that employer. So it's 1 minute, 8 seconds. And they're thinking, oh, that's not very long. Yeah, I can. So if they'll watch it, then I send it to them by text message. And what I do is I have it pre-written in my phone. Now, I can't speak for iPhones, but on Android, it's called quick message or quick response. I'm sorry, quick response. That's the easiest and fastest way. The second fastest way is a shortcut called text shortcut. Now, if you'll go to the great YouTube and put that in Android quick response, you're going to find some videos that'll show you how to do it. Don't call Danny or me and ask us how to do it because we're not going to tell you. That's why God gave you YouTube. And so go there and find out, take it step by step. They're short little videos and it's real easy to do. Then it's already written in there. And then so say, I'm sending it to you right now. Did you get it? Yes, great. Now here is the power question. This is the call to action. And what I say is, once you watch this video, I'm going to call you back in 30 minutes. Unless you call me first. All I want to know is, do you think I'm crazy or do you have a question? It throws them totally off guard. It disarms them. If they have those weapons out to be dream stealers or haters or whatever, you just took all those weapons away from them. So I say, yeah, and just tell me if you think I'm crazy or if you have a question. The crazy part is the challenge, because your contacts really want to tell you they think you're crazy. But after watching that video, it's kind of hard to call you crazy. And if you have a question, that's great, because nearly everybody has a question before they get started. So but you're not asking them to buy and you're not asking them to join. Now, as much as I train people to get on the phone and talk to people, there are still a large number of people that just won't do it for whatever reason. I don't know, because this is about as easy as falling off a chair, but nobody's paying me to do that. So what they want to do is they want to email or text people, especially texting. It's so big, right? So they want to explain everything. No, don't explain everything in a text. Well, I'm going to send them the video. No, don't do that either. I'll send them a web page. No, don't do that either. It's not going to work. You want to know what works? If you want to know the text message to send that will get results, type in the chat window either Y for yes or type the word yes. And if we get at least 7 people put that in there, I'll tell you what that text message is. So I'm looking, I see 2. I see 3, 4, 5,
6, 7. There you go. You got to tell us.
Okay, well, here it is. Here's what it is. I'm going to call him Bob. Now, you change it if their name is not Bob, all right? Y'all got that figured out? Everybody on camera, shake your head this way.
Yep.
Okay. Bob, call me as soon as you get this. It's important. Michael. You get that? I'm going to say it again. Bob, call me as soon as you get this. It's important. Michael. That's because my name's Michael. Don't put that unless that's your name. Now, they're not sure what it is. You could have just been robbed. Your house could have burned down. You know, any of a number of different things. They just know it's important. So people will call you. What's important? What's the emergency? I said, man, this thing's going viral. This thing's going like crazy. It's growing faster than a politician can spend your money. And that's fast. So I had to call you and talk to you so that you'd hear it from me before you heard it from somebody else. Now you gave them a reason why that. And then you ask them, they say, well, what in the world is it? I have a 1 minute, 8 second video. If I send it to you, will you watch it right now? Well, what's it about? It's about 1 minute and 8 seconds. Will you watch it right now? And if they say, well, tell me about it first. I said, listen, I got one more chance to ask you, and I've got to go because I've got another appointment. So for the last time, if I send it to you, will you watch it? Now, you see, you gave them a warning. And if they say, well, I don't know, say, hey, listen, sorry I caught you at a bad time. I'll try to catch you later. I got to go. I have an appointment. And anybody that knows me, I always have an appointment. That appointment may be just hanging up on you. It could be getting a drink of water. It could be talking to somebody else. It could be anything. It's none of your business what my appointment is. I just have another appointment. So if you do that, you're going to get a lot of people that will contact you. And you see what I'm doing? I am having fun. It's not about the result. It's about the process. Don't love the result. Here's what happens if you love the result. 3 people tell you no. Oh, man.
Right.
3 people told me no. I have no results. Boy, my sponsor's going to want to know what's going on. You feel down. But if it's the process, hey, you're having fun. If you get a hater, hang up the phone and call them names when they're not on the phone. Just make sure you hung up first, okay? And laugh it off and go and call somebody else, because the next person you call is probably going to say, man, I've been waiting for something just like this. So you love the process, not the results. That's very, very important. Now, if you're an animated person, somebody who has a big sense of humor, this is not for everybody. So if you haven't smiled one time on this video so far and you're on camera here, this is not for you, okay? But for everybody else, this might be for you. It's the same text message with a little twist, and it's humor, okay? And so I say, Bob, 911, call me as soon as you get this, it's important. What did I add in that one? Type it in the chat what I added.
Urgency.
Nope. Type in the chat what I added. See if anybody picked up on it. Yes, Mark got it. Smith, CGG got it. Okay, several people got it there. Okay, 911. Bob, 911. Call me as soon as you get this. It's important. So now they think the house is on fire. Okay, so they call up and they say, what burned up? I said, listen, I'm so excited. I'm on fire. And I don't think you can put me out. Now, you got to be melodramatic. You see what I mean about the sense of humor there? You got to be a little bit animated to do that. They will laugh and they say, that's hilarious. Now tell me, what is it that's going on? You have 1 minute and 8 seconds. And I'm always coming back to the same thing. You see, if you're trying to explain this to people, just check off about 45 minutes to an hour where I talk to you and I'm on the phone for 45 seconds and you're looking at the video, many times less than 30 seconds. So it's the key because, there's only so many minutes in an hour. There's only so many hours in a day that you can be on the phone. You're maximizing your time. You've got excitement and confidence. You're using the third-party tool, which is the video the company's already provided for us. And then it's just a matter of tell me I'm crazy or what's your question? And you notice that the best answer is always last. Because if they tell me you're crazy, they think I'm crazy, they're not going to be interested. But if they have a question, then, it's like the fisherman, the line's in the water, you bit the hook, and now I'm reeling you in.
I love it. This is so awesome because I didn't even know you were going to speak tonight.
I didn't either.
It was meant to be, though. I love it. It was so meant to be. And it's so funny because I have yet to be on a Monday night marketing training where I'm not smiling and shaking my head in agreement every single, when Mike Charbo did the training, Stephanie did the training, I've done, it's like, yep. I love it. And this has worked out so perfect because I don't know if you guys can see my phone. I just texted a friend that I haven't talked to in probably a year and a half. And this is what I said. How's life? I really want to catch up with you ASAP. Call me. That conversation, guess what happened? He called me. He texted me, OMG, hey, how's it going? I'll call you in 30. Does that work? And I said, absolutely. He called me at 6:15. And at 6:20, I was like, I got to get ready for a training. I'll send you the info and we'll catch up later. That was our conversation. So again,
Just
you know, I
spot
mean,
on.
and I just have to affirm that, like, everybody that I've spoken to, asked them what's working for them, what are they doing. Lots of people who use social media, the phone is still, like, they may gain curiosity online, but they're taking that conversation offline as fast as they can and having way more success with the phone because, like Michael said, people can hear our excitement. They know if we're engaged, if we believe, if we're passionate, if we're excited. And all of those things are inspiring to people. And I think, like, now in the world of all that we're living through right now, I think it's really important for people to hear our voice and have that communication, be able to go, wow, I don't know what's going on, but I want to know more. So I love what you're sharing.
I have a question for Michael. Can I ask?
Yeah, of course. Go, Joyce.
Yes. Are these just contact or cold calls type of calls?
Well, here's what I teach, and this is what I did myself, is the first thing that everyone ought to do. I said, do you want to be successful fast or slow? I haven't had anybody else say, oh, put me on the slow path, you know, put me on the 7-year plan. No, everybody's, oh, I want to go fast. Okay, you want to go paid or you want to go free? I want to go free. Okay, so then what you just said is everybody that's in your cell phone contacts, except I said, now there's some people in your cell phone, your address book, that I don't recommend that you call. And they said, who's that? I said, well, first of all, if they're under the age of 16, they're too young. Second, if they're in a nursing home, have Alzheimer's or dementia, they're too old. Third is if it's your boss or supervisor and they're going to treat you badly at work, then let's not talk to them yet. We'll talk to them later. And the next one is if they're in prison right now, they have a small circle of influence. So let's not talk to them until they get out. All right. Everybody else you need to contact. All right. And it's fast and it's free. And here's how you do it. And so I started telling them, you know, how to reach out to those people. These are, you thought enough of them to put them in your cell phone. And you already have their phone number in there too, right? So all you have to do is just touch your phone and you're going to call those people. You know, and with a script that I teach, it takes less than a minute. I mean, you can do it on your lunch hour, you can do it on your way to work, you can do it any time that you want. The next group of people is after you exhaust that, then you're going to go to your email address book, and you're going to find more people in there that you didn't have in your cell phone, but you have their phone number. So you're going to call those people. Then you're going to go to your email folders and you're going to find more people in there. You save their email and you go through and you're going to find a lot more phone numbers in there. And already you still haven't spent any money for any leads or any ads or anything like that. And this is going to keep you busy until you're way past super affiliate, and it's fast and it's free. Now, you know, so all I can do is I can guide you. I can't make you do it. You have to want to do it, see? And so I don't really recommend buying leads. I think most people that run leads companies ought to be in prison for stealing. I think most of them, not all of them, but most of them are very dishonest and they're oversold. They're very old leads. So I don't really recommend that. If you have a good source, wonderful, but most of them are not. So my method works if you are willing to work the system and just have fun with it and not sweat it when people tell you no, or it sounds stinky to me or whatever, you know? So that's what I recommend. And after that, then you can start going to your social media. You can go to your Facebook and LinkedIn friends, start up some conversations. Also, you can do that after hours. I don't call anybody after 9 o'clock at night unless I have their permission. So after 9 o'clock at night in each time zone, the only thing I can do is to text them or email them at that point. And it's and usually just remember, social media is like, I have a house party and you're knocking on my door. If I open the door and you say, look at my business, I'm going to shut the door in your face. You know, that's rude. Don't be rude. And it's very, very rude on social media to be just pounded on people right away with your, find out something about them, engage in conversation. The nice thing about LinkedIn and Facebook is they keep a history of your conversation. So the next time you talk to them, you can see what was the last thing that you said to them. And always end your chat with a question, a good question, not, like how many children do you have? What do you hate about your job? Things like that. I'm going to ghost you, maybe unfriend you if you start asking those kind of questions. But, how are you doing? What's exciting? What made you laugh today? Hey, haven't talked to you in a while. How's the kids? Something like that, something general where you're starting to engage them, and you can gradually get more and more personal. But as far as leads go, which was your question, Joyce, start with the people that you know and work through as much of that as you can on a systematic basis with confidence, with excitement, and with a plan where you know what you're going to say and where you're going to go, and you're going to follow up with them. It's been said by bigger trainers than me that 80% of networkers, and that's what we are, is that they never make a second phone call. Don't be that guy. Don't be that gal. Follow up with people. There's enough there for everybody out there. And if you don't call them, Danny will call them.
Somebody's going to. And the fortune really is in the follow-up, no matter what we do. That I will plant a stake in the ground on that right there. So many times people are just busy, life happens, and it's like, yeah, I watched the minute video and I thought it was a great thing, and then never heard back, and life happened, and before you know it, they're on somebody else's team. It's happened to me a few times already. And that's just because I got busy and I wasn't doing my job at following up with them as I should have. So fortune is definitely in the follow-up. And Carrie asked a question about, like, I have used, so Carrie, about voice clips. I've definitely used voice clips, but it's usually after we have a conversation and they're engaged enough and have enough information that they're asking me a question, and maybe they texted me or something, and I'll just use if they have an iPhone, or whatever, Android, we can communicate with each other. So I'll just voice message the answer really quickly. But usually if I can get on the phone with them, that's what we're gonna have a way better conversation back and forth. And it'll get a lot more accomplished in a shorter amount of time.
Right. Now, if somebody's not responding to you, like on a Facebook chat, ask them something funny. Here's one that I like to use. What do you call a deer with no eyes? No idea. These are good for grandkids too. Okay, I have a lot of grandkids. Another one is, why do bears not wear socks? Because they have bare feet. So you ask the question, don't give them the answer right away, wait for them to answer. If they don't know, they'll put a question mark or don't know or what's the answer. If they do know, they're engaging you. If they come up, because a lot of times what they'll do is they'll take your question, put it in Google or Bing or Yahoo, get the answer, then reply with the answer like they were smart about it. And then that's your opportunity to praise them. You are so smart. You're brilliant. You figured it out. Say again, you're making them feel important.
So you guys, what are you guys doing? I thank you for all these comments too. Moto G Power, whoever you are, I love your feedback that you're giving. Leading with value, definitely. I think we have somebody, Terry's in England. On that, if that doesn't show commitment, I don't know what does. 2 a.m. in the morning on a training.
Way to go, mate.
UK. So yeah, pretty cool. What have you guys done on social media? Or do you have any specific questions? I mean, really, social media, we've gone through all of these things, and I've shared in the chat, there's great information on YouTube. Again, love what Michael said. To me, everything I've learned, most of the things I've learned on how to leverage social media and the tools of technology, I've learned on YouTube. My son is always YouTubing. He's working on his car as a mechanic. He's not a naturally gifted mechanic, but he's done some pretty amazing things to his car because he can Google and find how-to videos on YouTube. So there's a lot of free training on there, and you can get right into specific platforms if you want. But tonight was more, I just thank you so much for sharing all this valuable information on just off the cuff. He had no idea. Michael didn't know I was going to put him on the spot. So after someone watches a 1-minute video, what's the next step? Do you put them on a longer video?
Yes and no. Remember, I've asked them to tell me if I'm crazy or do they have a question. So I call up and they say, well, I have a question. Great, great. What's your question? They asked their question. I said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to watch this video. And it's the video of, I think it's what, 9 or 10 minutes long. It's by Walter. And I said, I want you to watch this video. And I believe that's going to answer it. But if not, I'm going to give you a call back in 20 minutes. Give them enough time to watch it, plus a few extra minutes. I'm going to give you a call back. And if that video doesn't answer it, then I'll be glad to answer it. But I want you to meet the man behind the scene. Okay. And so that's the one that I'll send to them.
Do you have is it in this list here, Michael, by chance?
He's standing at a podium.
Okay, I love that one. It's this
Yeah.
one right here. Yeah. Yeah, it's his face. For me personally, I really like this one because I feel like it gives people an opportunity to get to know him a little more, because they are watching him speak and hearing his tone and his voice. It's loading slowly, but
I have a friend of mine that was very, very skeptical, said he was going to do massive research on the owner of the company. He watched this video. He says, I'm in. This sold me. Yeah, I'm ready.
nice. Awesome. Well, it's going to show us a 30-second commercial here, so I won't play it, but this is the one. Oh, what's going on? Yeah, 11 minutes long. And you guys can find that again in the guides. If you are not, we had one person, somebody asked, what about the people who aren't on Facebook? And I'm so glad you asked that, because there are people who aren't on Facebook. Good for them, yay. But it does create a little bit of a challenge in getting them all the information. So here's what I would recommend. If you have a team member we're going to do a better job of getting these tools in the back office. That's what we're working on right now for everybody. And no matter who it is, they can just log in and access the videos and all of this in the back office. But right now, what I'm doing with a couple of the people on my team who aren't on Facebook is I'm actually sending them an email with the tools, the links to the videos in it. So the reason that we put, for example, this one link right here is so that you have somebody who's not on Facebook, you can just grab this link and you can send it to them in email, and this will get them to the playlist with all of these videos in it on YouTube, so they can watch and access any of them that they need to. So it's just a running link that helps a lot. You can obviously, you're going to kind of have to feed them. You're going to have to be the coach, right? You're going to guide them to the tools. We have the tools here. You got to give them to them through email or whatever form of communicating you want, texting them on their phone. This is a quick link. You just send the link to them. They can download all these photos and the videos are on the one link. So that's what I've been doing. And I try to send out an email once a week to all of my personally sponsored, enrolled people, just giving them an update, just a quick, hey, it's been approved by Android. Here's another little piece of tool, another piece of information. Here's the Q&A. Be sure to be on Friday's live webinar. Friday is a great time for somebody like who Michael was just speaking of, who's going to research the whole company and delve into the, the inner depths of who is Walter Harrison and is this for real? I think Friday's a good opportunity because people have the ability to ask the questions that they need answered themselves live and hear Walter give them the answer. The Q&A sessions are really good. It has been approved by Android, yes. We have not released it on Android. We're not going to do that to anybody. We're going to make sure that it's live on Android devices and Apple devices at the exact same time. Yeah, analysis paralysis. I'm a pretty analytical person. I've done that to myself a few times in the past and usually end up regretting it, because especially with this, I feel like we can get in our own way by trying to explain things. It's a 1-minute video. And people, if they ask questions, it's because they're curious. It's good. We want them to ask questions. If they come back and say, oh, it sounds like a scam or whatever, Really, what was it about it that sounded like a scam that made you think that? Because this is my rebuttal. Android's already approved the app, and Apple just came back to us with one edit, and then they're going to approve it to be live. So what was it about it that seemed like a scam? And then let them answer that question.
One of the things that I'm teaching my team is this: do not, and this goes along with what you just said, sometimes people present this in such a way that it sounds like a scam. This is going to cause you and the company problems in the long run. So if you ever say, you get paid for doing nothing, that is a scam. This is not nothing. First of all, you do something by putting it on your phone. That is something that you do. The second is you create data from your cell phone, and that is what is sold. I want you to think of it like this. What if you created a painting every day and somebody else sold it but didn't give you any money? And you did that every single day. Well, basically, that's what you've been doing. But now somebody comes along and says, hey, I'll sell the painting and I'll give you most of the money back. Well, that's what Tapestry's doing, because you are creating something of value that other people are willing to pay a lot of money for. And although you and I don't know how to find these people or market or sell it to them, that's what Walter and his team do. So they're like on consignment, you might think. But you are doing something, whether you realize or not. You're creating something, and it is that creation that has value that is being sold. So when you present it that way, then you are actually showing what Jim Rohn, which was one of my favorite trainers, said: you don't get paid for time, you get paid for adding value to the marketplace. And that is the value that we create. And it's worth a lot more than what you think it is. So if we change that thinking and stop telling people get paid for doing nothing, anybody who says that, I'll just be blunt, you're a fool.
I think one of the biggest things one of the challenges that we have with Tapestry is helping people understand just how valuable their data really is. And when they have that app on their phone, I know for me, I'll speak for myself. In this process, I'm starting to comprehend how valuable our data is. And when I have an app on my phone that I can open up if I choose to, and I can see every location ping, how many times that data has been collected, and the dollar amount that I have been given because of that data that I've created, I think it'll be a really good opportunity to educate people. And that's one of the things when the app is live that we have a lot of marketing plans to do, is help educate people on the data that they're giving away and the value of that data, and how that not only we want to help them earn because they deserve it, but also just to be more aware of what goes out there into the world and how much people really do know about all of us. So yeah, I think it'll be really great. I'm excited. I can't wait to install the app. I can't wait to just start sending out invites for people to be able to install Tapestry and start earning on the data that they've been creating and getting nothing in return for it. All right, guys, I feel like we've just spent about 50 minutes on like 100 miles an hour with Michael, learning all kinds of awesome stuff. Thank you so much for your time and your insight and your wisdom and your strategies. And how I wonder if, so you've got, just for everybody here, Michael's like literally on the cusp of being the second equity earner in Tapestry. And we haven't even launched. We don't even have our app live yet. And they're earning equity in the ownership of the company. So that's pretty cool. Oh, hey, good question, Lance. So Lance wants to know what an equity earner is. So We're calling the equity earners global affiliates. So that is a super affiliate. A super affiliate is somebody who has personally enrolled 10 affiliates. You can enroll 10 million affiliates yourself if you want. We don't put any limit. There's no minimum, no maximum, but to rank advance into a super affiliate, you've helped 10 people become affiliates. To earn equity in the company, there's 50 positions, 50 spaces open to get 1% equity. So that means that 1% is split 50 ways. So it's 0.02% equity ownership. And once those 50 have qualified, that promotion is over. We will most likely have another global promotion that when we are a global open in every country, but you've become a super affiliate and you've helped 10 of your personally enrolled affiliates become super affiliates. And that qualifies you to be an equity owner and have one of those 50 spots. And thus far, one person, Haval Benson, has earned, he's the very first and only at this time. We'll see what happens by tomorrow, or maybe even by the end of this training, who knows? I know Michael Lancto's on the cusp, Mike Charbo's on the cusp. I think there's one other affiliate that's really, really close as well. There's a lot of people nipping at the heels there. Does the app collect cookie data as well, or just location data? So the app is going to collect location data on the device. There will probably be some cookies in there that will be collected, but we're not going to be monetizing that data. What we are monetizing is the location data that's pinged initially. We also have the option, if people want to open up the app, they can fill out surveys to earn more, but that's totally voluntary. They don't have to do it. Do you use three-way calls, Michael?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah, they're great. I think from my experience, and I'd like to hear what you have to say, the people who engage and do three-way calls tend to grow a little quicker. There's just something about it.
That not only do they grow faster, but the people that plugging in is a term that a lot of people are not used to. Plugging in means you read all the emails that are sent to you by your upline or the company, number one. Number two, you plug in, listen and take notes when you're on a webinar.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's easy to get sidetracked, but you got to just stay focused and take notes. And when I show up at a webinar, my goal is to walk away with at least one idea, one thing that can help me. And if I get one thing that can help me, I consider that a great webinar. So you're fishing when you attend a webinar, you're fishing for that nugget, you're fishing for that prize fish, and you're trying to find what is that thing. And sometimes you come away with 2, sometimes 5, sometimes more, but you need at least one. And I have learned from people, and I know I was blunt earlier, and I apologize for saying the word fool earlier, but I was trying to be blunt. But I have learned from people I don't like or even respect. I'm not talking in this company, but in prior companies. But I'm listening to see, is there something of value that I can apply to my business or teach somebody else? So that's what plugging in is. So you're right. People who do three-way calls grow faster, and people who stay plugged in grow faster too. The ones who don't, they're the ones that ask the questions that were answered on the webinar or in an email. It's like, dude, why aren't you plugged in? Why aren't you paying attention? You know, the money's just passing you by. Next thing you know, everybody else are in a full-time income and you're still wondering what's going on.
Yep. So you will absolutely be able to send invites directly from the app itself. That's the whole function of the Tap a Friend, Earn a Buck. It will, you'll open up your Tapestry app, tap into your contacts. You can send that invite via a text. You could share it on your social media publicly if you chose to. You can share it in a Facebook message, an Instagram message, a Twitter message privately. there will be all those opportunities to share and invite people. You do not have to become a global affiliate before we launch. There's no time limit here. So one of our intentions, Chuck and myself, with creating this affiliate program was no minimums, no maximums, no hoops. Okay. So we didn't want to limit anybody. We didn't want to say you have to be a super affiliate within the first 30 days, or you have to be a global affiliate before launch, or anything like that. You could, well, first 50 spots. If you're 51, you're not getting it, right? We can only give away so much equity, but there will be.
There's
Go
a
ahead.
question here I wanted to answer by Jean. She says, I have people saying they don't want to share their data, and I tell them they're already giving it away, but the app's on their phone. They still don't want to put the app on their phone. What should I reply back to them, or should I just say next? Well, it really depends on the person. Some people you just have to say next. I mean, because they're nasty, they're mean, and you get to choose who you do business with. But for a lot of these people, it just takes a little bit of education, just a little bit, and you have a little bit of fun with it also. Remember, that's the whole thing. If you're not having fun in this business, trust me, you're not doing it right. Okay? So you want to make sure to have fun. Yes, write that down. You're not doing it right if you're not having fun. So when somebody says that, I says, well, I have good news and bad news for you. And then you just kind of pause. I say, can I tell you the good news first? You wait for an answer. This is called permission-based marketing. You getting permission. Now they're not going to get mad. They give you permission. What's the good news? The good news is you don't have to put it on your phone, but you can still be an affiliate and make all the money. Now, it's going to be harder for you because if I were you, I wouldn't tell anybody that you didn't put it on your phone. That's not very smart. But yeah, you still can. So that's the good news. The bad news is you're already being monetized. Your data is already being sold. You're already being tracked. Let me give you just a few ideas. Do you think your credit card company knows where you shop and what you buy? Do you think that? Do you know that your browser and Facebook and Amazon, by the way, aren't you on Amazon Prime? Yeah, you know, they track you as well. Twitter does, YouTube does. You ever go on YouTube? Yeah, well, you know, that's tracking and monetizing you also. So how many apps do you have on your phone? Asked the lady that today. She said, I have 7 pages. I said, did you ask all of those apps what they're doing with your data? Because that's how they're making their money. They gave it to you for free. When a company gives you something for free, you are the product and it's your data. So that's being monetized. Okay, now let's go to your car. Do you have GPS in your car? Yeah. Okay, how is it that they know exactly where you are at all times and that you need to turn right in 100 feet? That's how specific they are. How do they know that? Because they're tracking you. You think they do that just for fun, or you think they're monetizing you? So here's the plan. If you think it's creepy and don't want to be tracked or monetized, then let's start by taking all your phones and all your credit cards. Let's put them in a safe, lock it, and never use them again. Unplug your computer. Don't ever use the computer again. If you have one of those smart TVs that has those apps where you can access the internet, got to unplug the TV. Can't use that again. And your car, you get to take that to a service station, have them disconnect your GPS location, your navigation inside there, and the computer chip, which is going to really mess up your engine and you won't be able to drive it anymore. So you'll be getting around by bicycle and horse and buggy then. So if you're willing to do all that, then you know you will have my respect.
Yep.
And it gets real quiet.
Definitely have my respect as well, because I threaten to go, you know, Little House on the Prairie and be Laura Ingalls down by the river all the time, but I do it for about 3 days and then I'm like, okay, I need to see what my grandkids up to.
We will call you Jeremiah Johnson. If you're old enough to remember that movie, he decided to be a mountain man.
Oh yeah. So you guys, I appreciate everyone being here tonight. I know we've gone, I always say they're going to be 30 minutes. They end up being an hour because we're just having too much fun. So I hope that you gathered some great pearls of wisdom from Michael. I know I sure did. I got a page of scribbles here, Michael. But we appreciate each and every one of you. This recording will be on the Facebook group and you can share it with those who are not on the Facebook group so that they can learn too. You guys have a great night, and make sure that you're promoting for the next event, which is Friday, or another 1 minute and 8-second video to the 20 people you're going to call before 9 p.m. tonight. All right, guys, have a great week. Thanks, Michael.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.